After the prosperity that followed the settlement of the West, America became the first manufacturing company in the world. Industrialization changed the physical and social landscape of America for the better and for the worse. America became more important towards world trade and finances, as well as being an international resource for foreign countries. After the increase in material production, America boomed in terms of urban development such as railroads and large buildings. This was mainly caused by a large amount of iron production. Steel production came later, when two men named Henry Bessemer and William Kelly found out a method to change iron into a much stronger, more versatile metal. Steel production increased greatly, and it was used in nearly all construction. Another material that soon was in great demand was petroleum. Petroleum reserves, such as the one in Pennsylvania, were common knowledge. However, there was no way to get profitable amounts of it out of the ground. In 1859, an oil drill was created and used here. Petroleum drilling soon started in many states, where it was widely used as a lubricant and fuel source. Speaking of fuel sources, the invention of gasoline jump-started the creation of a soon-to-be popular machine, the automobile. After Charles and Frank Duryea created the first working automobile and Henry Ford invented the assembly line, automobile production nationwide exploded. By 1917, there were already over 5 million cars in creation. Another huge technological advancement was the expansion of the railroads. Before railroads were invented, towns and other communities had no way to standardize time. Clocks were set differently in towns that were even just a few kilometers away. The expansion of railroads led to the invention of time zones, which are still used today. From automobiles to mining, major corporations soon rose up after the massive industrialization of America. This further boosted the country's economy when systemized taxation was created. Capitalism helped change America into an economic superpower by the early 1900s. However, before so, it was not all that well. Issues of cartels and monopoly soon sprouted, and smaller businesses were almost non-existent under the large shadow of more powerful companies, such as Rockefeller Standard Oil. Prices were extremely high, so high that many farmers and laborers were forced to give themselves into large companies to keep their farm running. Common workers and laborers, including women and children, did not have any sort of health insurance and were always under the risk of boom and bust, which is when an owner of a company finds an employee unfit to work and removes them. The gap between the rich and poor grew. The economy was powerful yet very unstable. The lack of personal economic freedoms among the lower class soon led to the creation of unions. The Great Railroad Strike of 1877 broke the tension between workers and their employers. Though only 100 people died, this sent a shockwave to every union and business in America. The Knights of Labor and the AFL soon rose into power among the lower class. Though they rivaled each other, they both had the same idea: to provide equal pay to workers and to improve working conditions overall. However, the central ideas of these unions were spread widely throughout the nation. Passive and aggressive anarchists took a stand. The more aggressive anarchists rioted and killed in many towns. One such riot, which occurred in Pennsylvania, known as the Homestead Strike, forced the governor of Pennsylvania to send the entire National Guard contingent to remove the rioters. The riot was quieted and tensions rose, and in their wake caused many unions to break off or die down. However, some gains in terms of job flexibility were made in the last years of the 19th century. Other than that, not much was made through this minor civil war of workers versus employers.
Created using Powtoon.